Hello and a very good evening. Well, we are coming back live after very long, and you all know the reason behind it. The reason had been we have been on the ground without a day's break, chasing stories, chasing politicians, being on the field, picking on the flavor of elections, and thus at times you have missed out on the live. But now that the elections are over, we would be coming back on live more regularly. To begin with, thank you so much for your trust and your support. Many people have been showing their excitement for News the Truth, NTT slowly inching towards the 100K mark. Well, it is a milestone. We, on our part, have simply done our job. That is, did stories one after the other and did not chase our ambition with speed, did not kill our ambition with speed. So, to begin with, thank you. Thanks a lot. While the election fever and the flavor might have been over, the question is, has the election fever and the flavor really died down? Why am I asking you this? Because the results actually came out on 4th of June, and the results had also pointed towards a balance in democracy. Is it safe to say that? Maybe yes. A balance in democracy that also found a mention in RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat's speech. What did he say? There is no scope for arrogance in power, and विपक्ष है प्रतिपक्ष नहीं. Opposition is not essentially enemy. Take them along, move ahead. Why do you think Mohan Bhagwat had to say it? Mohan Bhagwat, known to be the chief of RSS and also known to be the parent body of, or at least ideologically, the parent body of BJP, was staring at a course correction. And it is only because BJP, the political party which has had majority, single majority as a political party in 2014 and 2019, many are saying have been humbled down to 240. Thus, they could not form government on their own. Thus, Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu, two allies giving strength to NDA. And this, for the first time, is an alliance government in true sense. If 2014 had been Modi 0.1 and if 2019 had been Modi 0.2, 2024 is not Modi 0.3, rather ND 0.1 as how many are putting it out. And thus, quoting Mohan Bhagwat and quoting the sentiment here evoked that there is no scope for arrogance in power and that it is opposition and the ruling party both contributing in democracy, we come to the debate and the discussion of tonight. The Lok Sabha speaker would be decided tomorrow. The Lok Sabha speaker would be decided tomorrow. And after Lok Sabha election 2024, this would be the first major face-off. First major face-off between India Alliance and the NDA. Because BJP has nominated Om Birla, three-time MP from Kota, and Om Birla has been nominated once again by the BJP. Now, it is given, whoever has the number, whoever has got the numbers would be wanting their own speaker. Fair enough. BJP has got the BJP being the single largest party and being part of the alliance which is ruling the government, they obviously have the largest say in selecting their speaker. But the speaker of the Lok Sabha is also a very significant post. And if the convention is that in democracy, the parliament, that is temple of democracy, belongs to the opposition, and you would hear that from BJP MLAs in non-BJP ruled states saying that most often than ever, that their voices have been crushed, they have been not allowed to speak, and that the assembly belongs to the opposition, and they being the opposition in those respective states, for that matter in Bengal, they should be allowed to speak. In the same way, the Lok Sabha, whether it's new or old, the parliament, whether it's new or old, irrespective of the fact, belongs to the opposition as much as it belongs to the government. Has that been the case? Let's scratch our mind and say, in the month of December, how many MPs were suspended? How many MPs were suspended in one single day from Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha put together? Scratch, it's more than 140. When there has been an attack in the parliament and the opposition parties wanted accountability and discussion, the opposition members were suspended and the opposition leaders were silenced. By who? By the speaker. Because speaker said the government will not be allowed to intervene in the proceedings of the house. And opposition parties, one after the other, be it Congress, be it Trinamool Congress, be it Samajwadi Party, be it any political party from the opposition camp, had been only alleging that their voices have been silenced. But cut to 2024, things have changed. Because India Alliance is now 234 and BJP alone is 240. BJP with TDP and JDU and other alliance members, they are at 293. But they cannot discount the number which is 234. And thus, this Lok Sabha Speaker election becomes so significant. It becomes significant because this is the first face-off between the opposition and the government, which is also in alliance. So like one alliance bloc face off with another alliance bloc. And at the heart of it is the Assembly Speaker. Well, BJP has nominated Om Birla. BJP wanted all the consensus, but opposition said, fair enough, you will get the consensus, but give us the Deputy Speaker's position, as is the convention. Here's what Rahul Gandhi had to say before Congress had decided to field K. Suresh. So herein, what Rahul Gandhi said today inside the parliament, why he was upset with the government not agreeing for the post of Deputy Speaker, which he claims is the convention.
अखबार में लिखा है, प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा है कि ऑपोजिशन को कंस्ट्रक्टिवली सरकार के साथ कोऑपरेट करना चाहिए। ऑपोजिशन ने क्लियरली कहा है, राजनाथ सिंह जी का खारगे जी को फोन आया, राजनाथ सिंह जी ने खारगे जी से कहा, देखिए आप हमारे स्पीकर को सपोर्ट कीजिए। ऑपोजिशन, पूरी ऑपोजिशन ने कहा है, हमने सबसे बात की है, पूरे ऑपोजिशन ने कहा है कि हम स्पीकर को सपोर्ट करेंगे, मगर कन्वेंशन ये है कि डेप्यूटी स्पीकर ऑपोजिशन को मिलना चाहिए। राजनाथ सिंह जी ने कल शाम कहा था कि वो खारगे जी को कॉल रिटर्न करेंगे। अभी तक राजनाथ सिंह जी ने खारगे जी का कॉल रिटर्न नहीं किया। तो मोदी जी कह रहे हैं कंस्ट्रक्टिव कोऑपरेशन हो, और फिर हमारे नेता को इंसल्ट करा जा रहा है। तो नियत साफ नहीं है। नरेंद्र मोदी जी कोई कंस्ट्रक्टिव कोऑपरेशन नहीं चाहते हैं, क्योंकि कन्वेंशन है कि डेप्यूटी स्पीकर ऑपोजिशन का होना चाहिए, और हमने कहा है, पूरे ऑपोजिशन ने कहा है कि अगर कन्वेंशन फॉलो किया जाएगा तो पूरा समर्थन स्पीकर के इलेक्शन में हम देंगे। तो ये मैं आपको क्लैरिफाई करना चाह रहा था जी।
तो अभी क्या स्टेटस है?
यूपीए के समय में हमने दिया था। बिल्कुल। तो मेरा कहना है कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी कहते कुछ हैं और करते कुछ हैं। यही इनकी फॉर्मूला है, यही इनकी स्ट्रेटजी है, और इनको ये बदलना ही पड़ेगा।
अभी का क्या स्टेटस है? एलओपी, राहुल जी एलओपी नीचे रखो। एक मिनट राहुल जी एलओपी।
इशू क्या है कि पूरा देश जानता है कि प्रधानमंत्री के शब्दों का कोई मतलब नहीं। प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं कोऑपरेशन होनी चाहिए, सबको मिलकर काम करना चाहिए, बाहर वो कहते हैं और अंदर कुछ और करते हैं। और हमारे लीडर को कहा गया कि कॉल रिटर्न होगा, अभी तक कॉल रिटर्न नहीं हुआ। ऑपोजिशन ने
So you heard Rahul Gandhi. And Rahul Gandhi did not mince his words. And I hope Ms. Shikha Mukherjee, senior journalist, won't mince her words again. Has she come on our humble platform? Has she joined us? Well, just put her on screen. I'm eagerly waiting for her to join. Hello.
I'm right here. I'm right here, Tamal. Tell me.
How are you doing?
Fighting fit?
You at the last time I spoke with you on June 4th, you said this is time to relax. Elections are over, results are out. Now I can chill. Can you really chill tonight? Tomorrow there is a Lok Sabha Speaker election.
I have no intentions of chilling for the next couple of years.
But tonight, who do you think is more chilled out, Om Birla or K. Suresh?
I think both sides are going to be working feverishly through the night to make sure that nothing. Well, they may or may not be working feverishly, but the parties and the party managers will certainly be working feverishly to ensure that the voting there is no cross voting. Number one. Number two, that some people don't sneakily abstain or absent themselves from the house, because that could really jigger up the numbers, and that would be fun to watch. Because at the end of the day, what is what the reality is that it is not a balanced house. There is a minority party which is hanging on to power with the help of allies. And you have to cut deals. You've cut deals with the allies, but you also have to cut deals with the opposition, which is now in such strength. So I think everybody is going to be working feverishly through the night to make sure that the votes, as they expect them to happen on the day of the election.
Ma'am, you say the house is not balanced, and of course that's the reason you have a government. Even if it's an alliance government, it's there as government, and then you have the opposition bench. There is a treasury bench, and you have the opposition bench. But wouldn't you agree this is far more balanced a democracy now?
Oh, but what I meant by not so much in balance is that it's not tilted heavily against the opposition as it was in the 17th Lok Sabha. In the 18th Lok Sabha, you look at the numbers: 230, 234, 293. The difference is not all that great. It's just a matter of about 60 seats, 60 people. And therefore, when I say it's not balanced, I mean that the era of brute majority is over. Mr. Modi and his party cannot barrel through, because there is a very strong opposition which is now waiting to take him on, and the election of the speaker is just the first shot.
Well, we will come to the number game, and we will also discuss on numbers. But then, how do you see this posturing on part of India Alliance? Number one, this is the first time after elections that you have the entire India bloc as one. Before election, at least in Bengal, Trinamool Congress was not with Congress, so it was like a fractured alliance as far as Bengal is concerned. There was no alliance. But now, after elections, you suddenly see Trinamool Congress, Samajwadi Party, DMK, they're all coming together. So it seems like it's a more cohesive force now. And how do you see this posturing as far as India Alliance, the opposition, trying to send across a message and trying to send across a statement is concerned?
Tamal, I think there's more to this than that. The fact is that in Bengal, in Kerala, in Punjab, there was no alliance.
True.
But it does not sort of close off the fact that from the time that the Lok Sabha speaker's issue has come to the front, and that was, it was an absolutely expected thing that would happen. The opposition has been very, very, very focused on the fact that A, they're going to be united, and B, they're going to fight it out. And at this point in time, if you look at what is happening, the ranks of the opposition, the India alliance has not increased, but the opposition has got just a bit weightier. Why? Because the BJD, Biju Janata Dal, which does not have a seat in the Lok Sabha, but has 8 or 9 seats in the Rajya Sabha, has declared that It's now war between the BJP and the BJD. So if you look at how the the first few days of the new Lok Sabha and the first few days of the new government, Modi 3.0 or NDA's 0.1, 1.0, whichever it is, um, that whichever it is,
Uh,
sure, whichever it is, the fact of the matter remains that the opposition is flexing its muscles.
well,
And that
opposition.
and
Sorry.
that I think is the best thing that can happen in Indian democracy.
Well, Titash, do you have that very clip which I had sent to you of Om Birla from about 6 months back when opposition had been demanding for a no confidence debate and also opposition? Okay, so before I get back to Shikha ma'am, Mr. Shikha Mukherjee, I just want to play this small snippet of Om Birla. And why am I doing so? Because Moha Moitro, Trinamool Congress member of parliament who has come back, and I do this gesture very consciously because that has also been the attitude of Trinamool Congress as Moha Moitro took oath in the parliament today that she has stomped back. One who was expelled, she has come back. Now, Moha Moitro, in one of her tweets, she said that the no, now sit down, no, sit down, in a way mocking at Om Birla and his accent of saying no to the opposition parties while trying to either shoo them or silence them. Uh, she had mentioned that. And I just want to play a small snippet of Om Birla as why Om Birla is not so fond, he's not so favored by the opposition parties. Here's a small snippet.
जिम्मेदारी और क्षेत्राधिकार लोकसभा सचिवालय का है। गलत तरीका है। आप जाकर सदन में बैठिए। नो नो सरकार कभी भी लोकसभा सचिवालय में हस्तक्षेप नहीं कर सकती। नो हम करने भी नहीं देंगे। नो गलत परंपराएं।
Well, not to discount the fact that about 130 plus MPs were suspended on one single day, which is an all-time record in India's democracy and parliamentarian history, parliament's history, and that too happened when Om Birla was the speaker. And bills after bills have been passed. So without opposition, bills after bills have been passed, which also had caught the attention of many, from journalists to political pundits to people who have an opinion. They found it extremely surprising and bewildering as how can this happen in parliamentary democracy? But then it happened. Well, before we get back to the numbers, ma'am, to Ms. Shikha Mukherjee, I need to understand this. After the results came out, there had been a lot of talks, and especially after BJP had to rely heavily on TDP and also on JDU. The talks had been if JDU and TDP both would be vying for the post of speaker. And we all understand the importance of this post of speaker, and especially when you are ruling on something like anti-defection. When somebody leaves from one party and goes to another party, the role of the speaker becomes extremely significant. Why do you think all of a sudden BJP is trying to push for Om Birla? Because not really the opposition parties have been given some very significant berths or ministry in Modi's cabinet, Prime Minister Modi's cabinet. Why do you think BJP is trying to push for Om Birla? Is it also a messaging from their side that, look, don't mistake us to be weak?
I think there are two messages or three messages which are emerging from this insistence on the return of Om Birla. Now, that is unusual enough. The man has had 5 years. Normally, one would expect that a new speaker would come in. But if you look at the way in which Modi has structured the new government, even though it is an NDA in name, it is old wine in new bottles. Basically, it is Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan,
Jyotiraditya
Scindia, you name it, Arjun Singh Meghwal. All of the old faces, all of the old gang, as it were, is in place. Look at Modi's own office. Ajit Doval is back where he was. And 15 years almost it will be. If he concludes his term, it'll be 15 years as National Security Advisor. Come on, that's ridiculous. Number one. Number two, you look at the fact that the Prime Minister's office, no changes. You look at the fact that the Cabinet Secretary, no change. I mean, this is also crazy. I mean, there is this obsession with having the same gang as it was. It's not a team; it's a gang that you have, and
No,
the gang has to come back.
Mr. P.K. Mishra, even he was given
That's right.
extension.
That's
Principal
right.
Secretary.
That's right. So all of them are operating as a gang. It's not a team, because in a team, the need uh, and the dynamics of the team is constantly under change, even though the team exists. Here, it's almost as though Mr. Modi is too scared of making a change. He thinks that if there is a change, then things will go out of control. That's the message that I'm reading from this obsession with having the same people back. Om
Well,
Birla is just one example. Om Birla was not the most popular speaker. You have a coalition government. And as you were mentioning, the JDU and the TDP initially made a bid, pitch that they should be handed over the speaker's office. Now, obviously, there has been some very hard bargaining over the issue. And obviously, Mr. Modi has made commitments that he will satisfy the demands of the TDP, which is basically that they want money to build the new capital and Amravati and other stuff. The JDU has other demands, which also includes special status for Bihar, which is not going to happen. Nitish Kumar knows it, Mr. Modi knows it, and all of us know it too. However, there is going to be some kind of a deal, some kind of a transaction which is going to happen, some kind of money flow will happen to Bihar, which will obviously help Mr. keep. You will have to keep. This will kind of keep Nitish Kumar sweet, but how long that can continue, we don't know.
well, we know for sure that our show can continue for a certain period in time, and that's the reason. Without going any further, any other side, let's come down to numbers. Now, you have your own theory. My theory is Prime Minister Modi doesn't want to give out this image that he is weak and BJP has suddenly become weaker, even though numbers indicate that they are not the single largest party. Because after elections, the narrative had been, and let's go by the newspaper headlines. Every newspaper headline I almost had suggested that Prime Minister Modi humbled down by opposition. So, in order to show that he is not here to cow down, that's my understanding. He is trying to keep his house together, like the team intact, and also trying to repeat Om Birla. Now, whether BJP is weak or not can only be proven by number. So, let's now talk about numbers. You are with me, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. Go right ahead.
BJP on their own has 240, and BJP with alliance, that is TDP and JDU, LGP, and others put together, they are at 293.
Mm.
The strength of the house is 543. The majority mark is 272. 272. You need to have 273 to claim majority. But here in this case, if I'm not wrong, whichever party put together would have the highest number would have their own say. That's right.
Mm.
So
50%. You have to have 50%.
60%. Fair enough. So now BJP has got 240, and BJP, JDU, and TDP put together, and others put together, they have got 293. Now TDP and JDU, they are 16 and 12, which is 28. Now, if you take 28 out of 293, I think it comes down to what? 265?
265.
So they come down below the majority mark, but they can still have the 60%
50%.
figure.
50. 50 half.
50%. Yeah, they would still have the 50% figure. But the catch is, if JDU and TDP both abstain, does it benefit BJP or the India Alliance?
See, if even if they abstain, it's 265, right?
right?
And the if there is there if there are there is no hanky panky on the other side, which is the India alliance, which is 234 or 233, as it works out. Then the Suresh is not going to get through. That this is the basic number, but the elbow room for the BJP has shrunk considerably, if not dangerously. So then what the the thing is, why did I begin by saying that party managers are going to be working feverishly through the night? It is because the difference between the two sides can become dangerously narrow, small.
Also, let's also talk about seven independents. We are so engrossed with the national parties and the major parties, we often forget about the independents. Well, the independents, the seven independents who won this time, they in a way have surprised everyone. Some have defeated Congress, some have defeated BJP, some have defeated both the parties, and it is remarkable the way they have fought. For example, in Ladakh, an independent candidate defeating Congress as putting Congress in the runners-up position, also defeating BJP. It is surprising even in the history of Ladakh. Talk about Punjab. There are two independent candidates from Punjab. One has even fought from behind the bars in Assam. You have what's his name? His name is uh, Sarabjit Singh Khalsa. Faridkot, Punjab, independent candidate won. Amritpal Singh, lodged in jail in Assam, he won from Punjab and from the seat that is Khadur Sahib. Now, he is not there in the parliament now as well, so obviously his vote won't be counted. But then you have Vishal Patil. Vishal Patil, a former Congress leader who fought from a seat in Maharashtra after that seat had gone to Uddhav Thackeray's quota Mahavikas Aghadi, and he fought as an independent, won, and now he has pledged his support to Congress. So Congress can jolly well count in Vishal Patil, and Congress can jolly well also count Pappu Yadav from Purnia in Bihar, even though he fought as an independent one, but he has already given his letter of support to Mallikarjun Kharge. So there are such numbers which can go in favor of Congress. But you and me both are from Bengal. And I was there in the India Alliance meeting when it happened, before they decided they would be responsible opposition. And in that meeting, Abhishek Banerjee had said, and we all know it. So we have learned from our sources, and it's all confirmed now. Abhishek Banerjee in that meeting had said that if you want to form the government, I can pull in more numbers because there are people who can come and give support. So in Bengal, you can't discount the fact there could be one or two or three MPs, as had been the talk doing rounds, who are in touch with Trinamool Congress, as also being claimed by Trinamool Congress. If that happens, if the cross voting that you were referring to, if it actually happens, so to give the entire benefit of doubt that BJP is in a very comfortable position without the TDP and JDU, I think maybe it will be a little wrong now.
Absolutely. And as I said, I repeat, party managers are going to be working feverishly throughout the night until the last moment, as the voting happens inside Parliament. Of that, I'm convinced. Why? Because of the reasons that you said. And also, please don't forget that all of this creates for the BJP a weakness. They have to give in to whatever, they have to make deals. If you are reduced to making deals with 1, 2, 3 individuals separately, then you are in for a bad time. Let's face it. And this is going to be the first experience of the Modi regime of being in the most uncomfortable position.
Well, opposition can also say this is nothing but a preface, trailer है, picture अभी बाकी है, आने वाले दिनों में कोई भी बिल आएगा, आप हम लोग को चुप नहीं करवा पाएंगे, लेकिन one journalist to another journalist, we both know one day is too long in politics.
Well, 24 hours, within the next few hours, we will know what's going to happen with the speaker, how many people voted and how, and that's going to be in less than 24 hours. So
Okay.
let's get it straight. Mr. Modi is heading a government which is at the mercy of a lot of people.
Now you tell
Not
me,
a position.
will the stock market go up tomorrow, or it will be going down, or there will be some tremor turbulence in stock market?
I am not a speculator.
Well, tonight, if I am given a chance, I would want to go back to all the political strategists. I would want to go back to all the poll pundits, all all of they who do exit polls, as what kind of numbers they would want to come up with, and especially after their exit poll numbers had literally wrapped them on their faces. So tonight, maybe all these news channels, so-called legacy media, mainstream media, which invest so much after exit polls, had they really known that after 1952, for the first time in these many years, there would be an election for the speaker's position, maybe they would have given another contract to another company or to their own company for an exit poll. क्या होगा? कल का numbers क्या होगा? And before the Lok Sabha resumes, see it first on this channel, see first on that channel. I love the entertainment out there, I must say.
Well, I'm not amused by the entertainment, frankly, because I think the voter of this country deserves much more. The voter of this country has shown the most amazing, remarkable maturity of judgment, and any media which is still indulging in these antics is being disrespectful, and that is not something that is desirable at all.
Well, I think the voter of the country have actually said it loud with the rejection of a lot of things. I'm not talking about a political party. Doesn't matter who they reject and who they select, it's democracy. But the voter of the country had rejected fake news. The voter of the country had rejected narrative propaganda. The voter of the country had accepted independent journalism. The voter of the country had accepted ground reports being put out by small-time enterprises like us. I call myself a small fry. They've accepted. So the voter of the country have said it loud and clear.
See,
Whoever
Tamal,
becomes the king, they would forever remain the kingmaker.
absolutely, it is the popular sovereign. Contrary to what Mr. Dhankar, it seems, knows, he's the vice president and the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Dhankar, who was governor in West Bengal, he seems to know more than everybody else in politics. I mean, all the pundits in politics, and I mean academics, not the fake pundits that go around. He said that the parliament is sovereign. He's a joker. The people are sovereign. And the people have said what they have to say. Not respecting that is something that is very costly. This speaker's election only confirms that it would be politically costly to pursue this path of I don't give a damn, I will do what I want. I will not be, I will preach consultation, as Mr. Modi has talked, consensus, nautanki, drama. I mean, he says that the opposition is indulging it. What the hell is he doing? What the hell is the BJP doing? This is nautanki, that I insist that my man is going to be the speaker. And I will not even give the deputy speakers, I will not even negotiate on the deputy speaker. Now let's get down to brass tacks. This was an opportunity for Mr. Modi to lead, to sort of walk the talk. Why? Because there is a position of a deputy speaker here. There was room for consensus and negotiation, minus the drama. What is happening? What's playing out now? I get to decide on who will be the speaker of the Lok Sabha, something which should have been done by consensus and in consultation with all the opposition parties. Number one. Number two, there has to be a deputy speaker. You didn't have a deputy speaker from 2019 to 2024. And if you have a deputy speaker, then there is also the convention that the deputy speaker is from the opposition. Where is the consultation? Where is the consensus? Mr. Modi is not walking the talk. This was the ideal opportunity for him to demonstrate that he means what he says. He's made sure that he's made sure that we all know, the whole country knows that is in between his words and his intentions. There is absolutely no match. He's just faking it. So
Well,
everybody
well, towards the end, tomorrow again we will talk, and tomorrow again we would see who is walking and talking with what number. Because tomorrow, after the speaker is being elected, we will also get to understand, after Lok Sabha elections 2024, has BJP become more weaker or stronger, and has India alliance become more stronger or weaker? Because every gain on either side would only mean strength for the either side to ensure their dominance, to ensure their presence and relevance in days to come. 18th Lok Sabha 2024 couldn't have been any more interesting to begin with. I thank you, Ms. Mukherjee, for your valuable time.
thank
And
you.
tomorrow again, we would talk, connect, and we both would be walking and talking with numbers again.
Right. Thank you.
Is that Ms. Mukherjee's guarantee?
I don't like the word guarantee. Everybody is talking guarantee, which means that it is you can take it that it means exactly the opposite.
Well, whichever party has guaranteed support to NDA, whether they actually walk the talk and stick around, again, you have to watch. There are three parties. All eyes would be on that: TDP, JDU, and I won't discount Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde. Thank you so much for watching. Good night. Take care.
Thank you.